what's your route of, like, describe to me what it's like to approach this place, and you have as much liberty as you want here.
I think it's just, like, stop me, Dre, if you disagree with anything I'm saying here, but I feel like it's just a very tense atmosphere, because, one, just in general, Ephrim and Throndir don't know each other very well, but two, they're both just, like, on edge from the threat of a rel. Like, there's an almost paranoia going on, at least with Ephrim, like, looking around and making sure he's not just going to do his weird magic bullshit and appear out of nowhere. So there's a lot of just, like, walking with purpose and very just, like, tense and locked up, almost, like, kind of walking where it shows that you're carrying your tension in your shoulders. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but yeah.
Throndir, do you have anything else to add there?
I don't think that Throndir necessarily shares... Like, I think he is tense and he's on edge, but I don't know... I mean, I think that's the rangery part of him, is that he isn't paranoid because he trusts that he'll be able to notice, like, if this dude does pop out of nowhere, like, I will, like, you know, I'll smell something weird happening, or I'll notice, like, a ripple, because that's what I do. I know the environment around me. But yeah, he's definitely tense.
I guess that's pretty much what I'm going to say to them, is, like, we need to speak to Calfair. It's, an urgent matter.
Neither of them responds.
There is a very likely chance that there's a threat on the way, and Calfair could be in danger. Please let us in to speak to them.
Neither of them responds.
Throndir kind of angles himself so the golden lance badge is more visible and says, "This is on lance business. We need to get through."
Is this a move that you have?
No. I mean,
Okay.
it could eventually be a defy danger depending on how these dudes feel about it, but
they don't respond.
Okay.
Okay, can I just try and walk past them then?
Yeah, totally. You slip between them, and they don't respond, and you're able to open the gate.
Okay
then.
Well, that was easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a getting off the boat kind of situation, huh?
A little bit. So you go to the front door, or do you go through a window? Like, how do you get inside the building itself?
Yeah, I think go to the front door is the easiest way to do this, right?
Yeah. So you're able to open the door, and there is a butler there who is wearing, like, not a butler, a servant, who is wearing kind of like really baggy pants, and a really, like, again, kind of baggy shirt, very voluminous shirt, and they have their hands open as if, like, to say, like, "Oh, welcome," and is not moving.
Oh, this is bad.
There's something up here.
I poke the butler in his forehead, like on his, like, just like with my index finger, like almost like tapping.
The butler doesn't move unless you're pushed really hard, but nothing happens.
Okay. Ephrim, we need to go. He's already here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
As you open the door, fire begins to burst out of it, like in backdraft.
Fire, you say?
Uh-huh. Do you have something that prevents fire damage for you?
No, but
okay.
I deal with fire pretty well.
You do?
In other ways.
What do you want to do? What do you do? As the fire begins to explode outwards.
Let me see here.
You are particularly... Like, don't even think about moves yet. Like, what's Ephrim do?
I think instinctually Ephrim just, like, raises his hands and tries to summon something or use fire in some way to shield himself, like use his powers to shield himself.
Okay. That sounds like a defy danger to me. Using...
Okay.
What's your primary... Like, Constitution is your primary...
Constitution is what he uses to summon the brand, yeah.
Yeah,
and then Intelligence is
what
what he uses to attack
Constitution
with it.
here.
Alright.
And this will work for Throndir also.
Okay.
Because he's behind you. Boom,
Got an
that's
11.
An 11. Get it. So this trap that's been put into place springs into action. Fire blows up in your face, but then what do you do? What's it look like?
I kind of like, so what I think what ends up happening is it's almost instinctual, or Ephrim kind of puts his arms up in like an X kind of pattern, like he's just trying to shield his face, and then it almost like goes into one of his arms, and then it comes out as the brand, if that's okay.
Totally. The brand that comes out has that purple fire instead of the regular orange fire. Which that's maybe not what you intended, but that just happens here. Just give me the book. It's our only hope.
I take my sword and I shove it down on his left wrist.
Do some damage. Okay. He's like bleeding really badly. He's not dead yet, but the blade is like, do you leave it in?
Yes.
Okay. He's like, Throndir. Throndir. He's like looking for, you can't tell if he's looking for the Phantasmo voice or if he's dropping into Phantasmo, or if like he's hurt really bad and is like pleading with you. I need the book. It's our only chance. I think I have a solution. But I don't have the book.
You don't get to use his voice.
It's my voice. He was me. He was mine. It will work. Ephrim, you can't kill me. I'm the only one who can bring Hadrian, his son, back.
There's like a look in Ephrim's eyes that is like he is not hearing any of this. He's just waiting for a go-ahead from Throndir.
Like that gets Throndir's attention.
Yeah,
it is like a almost uncontrolled rage, but just barely enough. Like there's enough there's enough there to keep him from just ripping out this guy's throat right now, but barely.
So let's start with you asking Red Jack a question. I imagine this is at some sort of like, food place, not like a cafe, or not a cafe, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a cafeteria, like a mess hall, basically. I think it's a cafeteria. It's a university, probably in this meeting hall, pours you both drinks. Ace is here, left outside, but here. And
we have nice stables.
We do have nice stables. You're right. Red Jack's in or Ace is in the stables. Red Jack is not in the stables. So how has the year been?
Oh.
Highlights, please.
Some wins, some losses.
Oh, I thought you said wins. I thought you said there were some wins, and I was very confused because, of course, there is the wind.
Honestly, at this point, we could probably use a little less of that.
I'll see
more
what I can
wins
do.
Without the D would be nice, though.
That I will also work on.
The storeroom's busted. We gotta do something about that soon.
Why is it not fixed yet?
Well, there's really not a lot in there. So the fact that it's busted right now isn't really, like, there's nothing to ruin.
He, shakes his head. Don't you know, though, that it will be harder to repair it once there are things you need to worry about being ruined? I mean this in a literal way. If it is filled with meats and cheeses and herbs and spices, you will need to move those things to put in your ladders and begin the repairs. Strike when the whole is new. That's how I always say it anyway.
You know how it's like...
God,
I don't know if
this...
You know how winter, when it's going away, sometimes it just rages again for like a week or like for a very short period of time, and then it goes back to receding?
Yeah.
Maybe we got caught in a storm.
Ooh, yes, that's exactly it. So, like, again, at the end of the last season, the sun broke through and it was the first day of spring. But, like, you know what the other thing is? You know, spring is filled with storms in general. So maybe this is not just a regular... Maybe this isn't a snowstorm at all. Maybe this is, like, a torrential hurricane downpour.
Oh, man.
Right? And in fact, maybe this is the first time you start to see... you're lost in the woods, and... Here's part of it. Like, so, Ephrim, you're not the tracker. You're not the ranger, obviously, right? So that's already a tricky thing. But when you go to rely on Throndir for this, Throndir, you find a new plant.
Oh, hell yeah.
You don't know what it is. And that's not... Like, you're not a plant expert, but you are the ranger. And you don't know what it is. And you can't place it as, like, a different type of plant. And I think it throws you off somehow. It's like the sort of thing that like you would traditionally, it's one of those things that's like, oh yeah, you check, in fact, maybe it's more like this. Moss always grows on the north side of a tree. Is that right?
Sure.
I think so.
I think that's true.
What side does moss grow on?
There's a
The
tendency
north side.
for it in the northern hemisphere to grow in the north, right? Apparently. And it grows on the shady side of trees is what it does. This is moss growing on the non-shady side of trees, so to speak. Like, maybe it's a flower blooming where it shouldn't be. It's a set of flowers blooming in an area where you traditionally are able to be like, okay, if flowers are blooming here, this means that animals are not coming through this direction because they'd be trampling on these flowers or blah, 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 right? Or something similar. You know what it is? I got it. I figured it out. Whew, okay. You find what you think is an animal trail because there are dead, like, flowers and dead not leaves, but dead plants in general, right? There's like dead low-laying, like it looks like ferns have been stepped on. It looks like all of that. And you follow the trail for a while, and then you see that there is this like creeping vine that's covering a tree. It's a new type of plant. You haven't seen it, and you see that it's actually just draining the life from all of the plants around in a way that makes them look like they've been stepped on, as if they've been crushed underfoot, and it's just like their life is being drained out by this new type of plant. Welcome to spring.
Ephrim, I think we're bad at running things.
I guess I'll put it on Ephrim, since it's Ephrim's turn, and then whoever's the active player can...
I mean, I'm going to ask, Dre, is there anybody you're dying to talk to?
The most honest in-character answer for Throndir is probably Hadrian, because he wants Hadrian to come fix everything.
That's very sweet. Hadrian is not here.
Yeah.
We can talk to Rosanna, then.
We could talk to Rosanna. That's actually probably good.
Yeah.
Where do you talk to Rosanna? Is this a meal? Is this like... Maybe we could frame it around a sort of yearly thing, or it could either be just like a conversation that happens that means a lot, but it could also be like, hey, it's the anniversary of founding this new place. It's that night, you know?
I was going to say a communal dinner, but I don't think we have enough food for that.
Oh, God.
You know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're all like, it's like the three of us are in the garden trying to just get away from this shit.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I love that.
And just kind of regroup.
Yeah, Rosanna is just like shaking her head, just like, she's like, thanks for inviting me down here. This is great. It's, I wish it was bigger. I wish we could just have a huge underground garden. That would maybe help the food problem.
Yeah, maybe we can figure out a way to expand this thing at some point. Uklon's got enough on his plate, though.
If only there were more people here. More people like you.
How have the classes been going for the younger...
Good. I don't pick favorites, obviously, but I will say I'm very happy with Benjamin. He's smarter than his father and I put together, honestly. And I think there's something about this place, all the books and the history and the magic, and even when all he's doing is studying his times tables, and she's like smiling, like genuinely smiling. She's very proud of her son. But everybody is doing well with it. A lot of people had nothing like an education. Frankly, the only way I got one was through the church. So I'm not surprised. And it gives people here something to focus on. It gives the kids something to care about that isn't just where the next meal is coming from. It can be hard. So, and feed them knowledge, but I don't care how good they do on the test. I can't give them much else.
I'm sorry that you've got that weighing on you so much. We all do. But, I'm hoping we can fix this soon. Right, Throndir?
I mean, we'll figure something out. We don't have another choice.
Everyone here took a big chance coming here, and I want to be clear, I don't think that that's a mistake. I don't think there were really many better options, but it's a lot to take up on yourself, and I do what I can do, but So, Andrew, you have a lot going on, and I hope you can... I'm not telling you to not be involved with the Golden Lance or to stop going out and dealing with things in the woods. You're the ranger. But people do need figures inside the community to look up to and who can fix things. Fix things here. It's something I wish Hadrian had learned, honestly. In any case, thanks so much for inviting me down here. It just smells nice.
It's
It does.
the sun's breath, I think, is starting to bloom a little bit.
Oh.
I already posted this like horrible ethical nightmare of Throndir being able to talk to creatures
Yes.
and having to potentially slaughter animals to feed other animals.
Uh-huh. Yep. Any thoughts, Ephrim?
If you need someone to do that instead of you, I'll do it. Like the slaughtering, if you don't want to hear them. I don't know what else I can offer here. We're in a rock and a hard place, right? It's either we let them go and we live with knowing that, yes, we will probably have to hunt some of these, or, like, people start dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess, going back to you, Hella, how do they hear? Find Throndir and his big dog. Ephrim, of course, is the big dog, to be clear.
You're right.
Is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of showing Pharaoh around or catching Pharaoh up onto like what's been happening?
What's that? What's this building here called the First Wing?
Oh, what is the first wing? Is that where the laboratory was?
Was that where we
You
started
guys are
teaching
great at
students?
tours.
I think that was.
What was that? What was that?
I
Ephrim?
think that's where we started teaching students again, wasn't it?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes.
What are you teaching?
Anything that we can here. We have a lot of resources from the university, so I mean, Benjamin's been getting pretty good at magic. So
Who?
Hadrian's kid.
Hadrian's kid is 15 now.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
He's still here? He didn't go, like, with his dad?
No, we should explain that too. Probably.
Yeah.
They're in a sword.
Uh-huh.
His dad and Hella and Lem and Adair
Yep.
And we don't
Probably
know
some
how
other
many
people.
people. We're trying to
kind of
get them
sword?
out.
Oh,
it's
I get
Hella's
it. I
sword.
figured it out. Yeah, I
Yeah.
figured it out. I
Yeah.
said it, and then I was like, I know what kind of sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess there's probably that star in there.
I believe they said every person that that has been killed with that sword in some way is in that sword. But because
That's messed up.
but Hadrian, Adair, Hela, and Lem aren't dead. At least we don't think they are, and so we should be able to get them out in a few years.
How?
I'm letting Uklon worry about that.
Yeah, we got a guy for that.
Ugh. Too bad we don't have Uklon's show here.
Yikes.
That was pretty good.
And that ends the tour.
No, but I'm curious. Throndir and Ephrim, like, do you, like, Pharaoh is upset. Is there any attempt to right him here?
I mean,
It's easy to live out there by myself. Why am I doing this to me? Like, everyone's just dying. Everyone should just go and try to figure it out on their own.
Yeah, but some people can't figure it out on their own.
there's
They never tried. They never tried. They never tried to. Or maybe they did. I don't know.
kids here.
Yeah.
The kids can stay with someone. Or whatever. Kids are smart.
Look, Pharaoh, you can. It's your like. We have not stopped anybody from leaving here. That's fine, but we have better odds against whatever the fuck is eating the world than we do alone. Like we have better odds together than we do alone.
I mean, this is funny, right? Keith, you and I, and you said this in the group chat. This isn't a surprise when I bring it up here. But we did say, like, oh, is there you said, hey, I'm considering changing characters, right? I'm considering a world in which Pharaoh walks away and does not come back. And then you and I were like, well, let's do the Samuel bit and see how it feels, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out that Samuel is really good at convincing people to do things when he's being, like, nice and encouraging instead of being a grumpy asshole the way he was at the end of the last season. But I don't think I had considered the possibility that, like, Pharaoh comes back here and is like, fuck this.
Yeah. He said, he was like, hey, you can go, you can try and do something.
Yeah.
And it turns out that I fucking hate it here. I hate trying to do this. It's not fun.
Not everything has to be fun. Not everything has to be great all the time.
But it's not just not fun. It's miserable. I'm miserable. Are you not miserable doing this?
Of course.
People are about to die. They're so hungry. They're dying.
I'm dying.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I know that-
Died already.
No, that's like pull out the hand and show that the whole hand is gone moment.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Is it all gone? Like, how bad
It's
is it?
all gone. That hand is completely gone.
Also, wait. Does Pharaoh know that Throndir died in the fight against Arel?
I don't
Round
think
one?
so. No.
You seem fine now.
Yeah, because I'm fucking undead, Pharaoh.
Is that like a bummer for you?
I mean, dying sucks. I don't know if you've died before. It feels terrible to be
Came close.
like to be burned alive and to feel all of your like parts of your body like burn away and be on fire. It's awful. And like I don't blame you. Like I made a choice.
I would be shocked if you blamed me.
But
I had nothing to do with that.
It sucks that you were just digging away when it happened.
I was trying to help. Turns out it has never helped, ever, for any of us. Why are we doing this? Have we ever done anything but make things worse, ever? This whole time?
Yeah. Yeah, when I was with Adair and Hadrian and Hela, we saved a whole village from being murdered and slaughtered by the Ordinans.
Well, maybe they're better at helping then. Because that doesn't happen when I'm around.
It's like, you know, when you see that tweet when someone says, like, they're so close. They're so close to getting it.
Pharaoh, we wouldn't have made it through that first year if you didn't show up with food and medicine.
Yeah, I had more food on me then than I ever had in the 2 years since I've been here. I've been here for 2 years, and I had more food just on my back from...
Yeah, because you were only feeding yourself, but then you fed other people for a year. You helped people live for a year. That's not nothing, man.
Ephrim, I have such terrible news to tell you.
Oh?
Oh, that's a good start.
Well, it's worse news for Ephrim than most.
I think Rosanna actually, as you start to say this, Rosanna puts a hand on your back, and she says, "Bad news can wait until tomorrow." Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Well, good night.
Let's celebrate good news, and yeah.
We've got places you all can stay. I think we've got some empty rooms in the old dormitories.
Yeah, we've got space. When the thieves left, they left a lot of space. Their beds are probably in probably not great condition. They probably took most of the stuff in there.
When the thieves left is a good
So, you know,
sentence.
you're gonna need. We'll get you some linens, but it might be a little drafty in there since they took all the curtains too.
Lem, you should know that that Morbash was here, but he didn't make it.
Morbash is dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ephrim puts his hand on Throndir's shoulder and says, "Bad news can wait till tomorrow." And then, looks at Rosanna and with, this fucking guy, really? Throndir is Throndir, helped me get where I am today, and I owe them for it.
All right. I have a really bad feeling about everything right now. Call it Cobbin's intuition. The tree, Samant's supposed to be here soon. The Ordenins. Ephrim, are we ready for whatever this is?
I don't think we have much of a choice here. So, yeah, we are.
Okay.
If you see Throndir on your way down there, or before you leave, tell him about the tree. I feel like he might have seen something like this out scouting. Hopefully. I don't know.
Of course. I'll be back soon.
Thank you.
And she scurries away to the south, where smoke is already rising.
My bonds, Ephrim. This is one I didn't resolve, but I tweaked it just to try and make it seem more actionable.
Mm-hmm.
Ephrim never wavered during the worst years of the last university, so I'm happy to follow his lead. So this is basically like what every day was like during winter. Just so you know, Hadrian. We didn't get a dead god every day, but Ephrim and I basically struggling to make it work, and at the end of the day, Red Jack saying something pissy that makes you just feel pretty shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. Let's get some people together. Let's get some horses. Let's ride down the Ordenins and get ourselves some blood to wash off our hands.
Yeah?
No?
All right, we have a god in critical condition here. I'm sorry, gentlemen. We need to focus a little.
So, Ephrim, Adair, Throndir, who wants to go next?
I got like 3 people I gotta go see. I gotta go see Blue Jay, gotta go see Chatterchin and Rosette, and somebody's gotta go check on Oaklawn.
Mm-hmm.
We could kill 2 birds with 1 stone and go check out what Oaklawn deal is now, because that's also what I want to do. Or I could handle it if that makes deciding what you want to do easier.
I mean, Throndir is happy to follow Ephraim's lead and to trust Ephraim, so.
That is what your bond is, right?
All right. So I think Throndir might let Ephraim go do it and go check on Blue Jay.
All right.
Unless Ephraim specifically asked Throndir to come with him.
No. That's fine. Go check on Blue Jay. I can handle Oaklawn.
I think probably a letter, and requests to see Ephraim, and explains to Ephraim that he brings a gift from Arel, which is some sort of it's a small wooden box. Inside is like a magical dust that Arel has made that he explains Arel has used to repair similar harm that he's received over the years.
Wonder where he got that.
Good question. And also a letter that says that Arel requests an audience with Samat, who is, Arel insists, a dear friend of his. And that if you grant him this, he will forgive you for the disruption of a much-needed cargo transport that was last seen entering the university's area before it was disrupted and scattered away.
Here's the funny thing, is like Ephrim used to be able to do this really dramatically with notes, but this time he had to find the fireplace to burn this one. He used to be able to just hold it and they were gone. But,
Yeah.
fuck that guy.
Can I spit on it before you burn it?
No,
be a
it'll
team
make it
effort.
harder to burn.
Vampire spit goes up in flames. Nice. It's a secret. That's not true. That's not true. I don't think. I don't know. Ephrim and Benjamin, y'all are behind Throndir. You move up enough to see Throndir.
All right. Well, I mean,
Also,
I think when-
Throndir is being hit by a boar.
yeah, I'm gonna probably draw my sword when I see that boar. And then I think I'm gonna ask Benjamin if he knows any, like, do you know combat magic?
I know a thing or two.
Okay.
I'm looking up what he knows. 1 second. You can keep talking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, I need to help get that thing off Throndir. You try and help from here, and we'll move forward once we clear that out.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Throndir? Yikes.
I can't spend my hold here to half this, can I?
Oh, you totally can. What's that look
Okay.
like, though?
Uh,
God.
I think, man. Okay, so here's my really
Yeah, do it.
back on my echo shit a little bit.
Uh-huh.
That sword, I gotta block it with that
You gotta
sword.
block it with this magic sword, right?
And I think it does the thing where my really cool idea is that it splits in half and only half hits Throndir and the other half just flies off into a tree
Oh,
somewhere.
that's because you cut the magic missiles in half.
Yeah.
Great. Love it. Good. Perfect.
I'm sorry, quick interruption. Do I know that Throndir's a vampire? Do we all know?
I think so.
I don't know.
I don't think I know. I don't think that
we've
Farah knows.
ever had.
Who
God,
is...
no.
Yeah. I have such clear memories of Throndir saying to Pharaoh that Arel killed him,
Oh yes, yeah.
but I don't know that
Yeah,
you
you're
were
right.
very explicit as to what the deal was you made.
gonna-
Here's the real answer. The real answer is it hasn't come up. So if you once told someone, listen, I made a deal with the Golden Lance, which makes me a little different than other people, it hasn't impacted daily life that often. So I
We've been
imagine
working
it
together
slipped.
for a decade. I hope I know.
I hope you know too. Y'all can decide.
Who knew
Y'all
how
have
bad
control
your
of this.
hand was?
I think
Right,
that
good
at
question.
this point, what'd you say, Keith? I'm sorry.
Oh, Andy said that that because Ephrim and Throndir have been working together for a decade, that Ephrim should know. But then I said, who knew about how bad your hand was?
Throndir did. He was there when that happened.
True.
Yeah, but didn't it get worse and you weren't really telling people?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Push off, and it's like a rowboat, basically. And you begin to row away, and you get pretty far out, and then in the middle of the night, the bells start ringing again. I'm going to spend another hunger.
That's pretty fucked up, Austin, but fair.
And I think they start to ring, and I think Tabard says, "This shouldn't." He says "But it's not morning." And, what are the things I can do here? Oh, yeah, here we go. I'm going to spend that hunger to make you attack the nearest or weakest creature.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you think, Tabard or Ephrim, is nearer or weaker to you?
I am sick right now.
You are sick right now.
Yeah, I think you have to pick, Austin.
Yeah, I guess it's Ephrim. It's Ephrim. Make your attack roll. Your hack and slash.
Am I just, like, jumping with my fist?
You tell me. I don't know. What do you think this reads like? What does the vampire compelled by their hunger to attack the nearest or weakest creature look like to you? For me, I wonder if it's apex predator.
Oh, gosh, I remember this.
Like, is this your feeding? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
Like, you're driven by hunger to feed, basically. Because I don't think it's like you pull out your gun. That doesn't seem...
Yeah, no, not at all.
You know?
Okay, yeah. So that's
what
plus
is that?
dex if I'm using stealth or aggression.
So there you go. 2d6 plus dex.
Can't this kill Ephrim?
We'll see.
Hold on. I'm double checking here just to make sure there isn't something I can do.
I mean, it's a hack. It can basically be a hack and slash roll, right?
No, I'm just making sure that
you don't have like
the
a
only way I
backup.
can resist a weakness is to spend a vigor.
Right, which you don't have any of right now because you don't feed on people ever.
Yeah.
At least you lose this hunger.
True. All right, what am I rolling here? What do we decide?
2d6 plus dex. That's a 10.
That's a 10.
So,
all right.
Do your damage, but then also take 2 vigor, basically.
Actually,
or do you not do damage because of this?
Apex Predator doesn't do damage.
So then what's this feel like then? If it is still an attack, what does that look and feel like to Ephrim?
If the way we've kind of talked about like Hieron vampires before have been more about kind of like feelings and life force rather than like physical like blood.
Mm-hmm.
It probably does some real bad things to Ephraim's arm.
Oh, interesting. Do you think it reopens the wound?
Yeah, probably.
Fuck. Oh.
Like, I don't know, you tell me.
No, I like it.
But
I like it too.
it seems like the most
Fuck.
It's cool. Like the most honest thing.
So here's what I'll say though. Ephrim lose 1 hit point permanently.
All right.
So you're down to 19 HP now.
Austin hates Andy's hit points.
Just
You
hate
know
him.
what? It's fine. I accept it.
And then here's the other thing. I need you to take either confused or stunned, because this is that feeling of being you were already sick and now you are.
I'll take confused.
Okay,
I
take
think
confused.
it's more just like what the hell just happened.
What does this look like? Does the bell ring and then nothing happens? Basically, you just sit in place, but you feel that you're feeding on Ephrim.
I wonder if it's like the bell rings, Throndir like stumbles, Ephrim goes to catch him, and then their eyes meet, and it's a short eye meeting, but it is a very intense look.
Yeah, I think we get Tabard saying like, "Hey, the bell rang and you didn't. Maybe it wasn't the bell at all." And then we get a shot of Arel near the bells. And his gaze is, in fact, not on the boat. It is on the statue, where he anticipates that you will start losing it and freaking out and hurting people or fleeing or making a distraction for him to quickly retrieve these plates. But you're not there at all, because you moved more quickly than he could. And he's like ready to pounce the second he sees your gun go off, or the second he hears someone scream. You know, he's on the top of like a bell tower, basically. But the Paladin keep to their patrol routes, and he doesn't get the opportunity he wanted. Ephrim, do you know? Or does this just feel bad? I guess part of that question is also with Throndir. Do people? I guess you succeeded, right? So
yeah.
So
part of the success is that people are supposed to be
undisturbed. Yeah. So maybe it's no. But Ephrim, do you know you feel bad?
I think Ephrim is more notices that like the wounds reopened on his arm, basically, and that's what's confused him and like stunned him. He's not entirely sure what's going on with Throndir.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say he's not aware that it was an attack.
Right.
Really.
But Throndir, you are aware of what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think in character, I'm going to ask, and what does that look like? And also, I'm going to, Ephraim's going to, like, step forward a little so he's more clearly in Throndir's view to give him the signal.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
God. Fuck. I need to know what's happening in this room right now.
Oh, I'm
bleeding.
yeah.
A lot.
No, I'm attempting to drain every.
Give me the roll.
Yeah.
Well,
You're pinning him. I know.
I'm pinning him.
Give me the roll. Because if you don't, something else is going to happen that I hadn't thought about until this moment.
This isn't working, so I'm just gonna hit my dex button.
Yeah, so what is the roll you're doing?
When you drain, when you hunt for a victim in a steading, roll
Yeah,
plus
yeah,
dex
that's
if you use stealth or aggression.
So aggression, yeah, so stealth, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's a hit, which does what?
On an 8, you still find a victim. Choose one. You only hold one vigor. Someone catches you in the act. You leave behind incriminating evidence.
Who cares, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Uh-huh.
all fine.
Yep. Tapper just pops in. What's going on here, guys?
But actually, I think this still works in a fun way, which is you drain his life force. What's it look like? Take your vigor, by the way. Take 3 vigor, right?
No, I only get to hold one. Oh no,
Why?
I choose
No,
one.
you choose one. You get to pick which one of these you want.
Uh
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna leave behind incriminating evidence.
Okay, which means in this case, what's this mean? The incriminating evidence is that you're a vampire, right?
Yeah.
And like there will be no doubt to anyone in your party about this part of you. Oh, the incriminating evidence here is that Ephrim will understand what happened
Yeah.
to him.
100%.
But you yank the life from him.
My bonds. At this point, Ephrim might be the only person I can still salvage my friendship with. I have to rebuild our trust and make up for my betrayal.
Throndir has been a steady companion, but lately something's been off. I should ask less of him.
I mean, you know
Pharaoh.
explicitly what happened, right? At this point, Ephrim...
Did he tell me?
I think you...
It was part of a 7 to 9, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was part of a 7
Right.
and 9 that you learned what the fuck was
Right.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll change the wording on that, but it's still the general thing. Is,
Wait,
I'm
learn
gonna
what
ask
was
less
up
of
with
him.
what? Oh, with the vampire stuff.
Yeah. And
got it.
specifically that Throndir had fed on Ephrim,
Right, yeah.
which reopened the wound. Adair, Ephrim, Throndir.
Ephrim expected to be happier about it.
Yeah.
But when that arrow sort of disappeared, and then all of a sudden it was done without him having really done much,
Yeah.
he's just like, that's not right. That's not how this was supposed to go.
Huh.
So he's like putting on a smile for everybody, but he's kind of like, well, why didn't I do it?
Yeah.
This is my story, because that's the type of person he
Yeah, it
is.
sure is. Throndir.
I mean, I think it's similar to Ephrim, but it's different. Again, it's that feeling of Throndir of like, okay, like Hadrian and Hela are like the important people here, and it just like
Thanks.
reinforces to him that well, it just reinforces to him it's like, okay, both of these people need to be around.
Right. Throndir, what are you up to before going on this trip?
I think the biggest thing for Throndir is finally take care of this conversation with Ephrim.
Yeah, I think that's a fair conversation to have. So Throndir, where do you find Ephrim to have this conversation?
Ideally somewhere private. Like, I don't want to be having this conversation like in the middle of the grounds or something.
Hey, about that time I vampired you.
Right.
I guess maybe it's an Ephrim question. Ephrim, where would Throndir be able to find you for a moment to catch up?
I think Ephraim's probably got like a study of some sort for like doing whatever clerical or administrative work, I guess,
Yeah.
Lord needs to do, because that exists. I've got to write letters.
You gotta write letters, yeah, 100%. So then, yeah, your office. I like that. What time of the day is this, Throndir? This has been something you've been like... Go ahead.
I'm gonna say like afternoon.
Okay. You got your morning work done. You're like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go talk to Ephrim.
Yeah.
All right, well then I guess I'm gonna get out of the way and let y'all just talk. Have fun.
Does Ephrim keep his door open or closed?
Closed.
Okay. Then I'm gonna knock.
Come in. Like, he just calls out. Like, he does not get up. He never answers the door for anybody.
Is there
he
not?
just
Is there
will holler out.
none of your retinue is like on door duty or like reception? Is there, or is this? I'm just trying to.
No, I
Okay.
think, like, unless things are, like, in high alert, they don't really need to have a guard outside Ephraim's study all the time. Like, he's in the tower. Like, he's in the center of the university. And I think it's like, yeah, he's safe.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think Throndir does the, like, open the door a bit and, like, peek your head in. It's like, hey, do you have a minute? Are you... I mean, I can tell you're busy, but, like, is it something I can interrupt, or...
Oh, God, please interrupt this.
Okay, cool.
Ephraim's got, like, this stack of, like, papers next to him because he's, like, trying to write, like... I think it's, like, with the Alcyon folks, he's trying to write, like, just, like, a message towards them, but he's struggling with it.
Just, like, 15 drafts stacked up.
Look, he made an ass out of himself when they went. He's doing damage control.
Yeah, fair. How are you doing?
Oh, no, nothing out of the ordinary. Tired, but that...
Yeah.
When are we not?
How's your arm?
You know, I don't think it's gotten any worse. At least not recently, but I definitely can't say it's gotten better either.
Yeah.
Are you alright?
I'm getting there. I just wanted to apologize. Like, I haven't gotten the sense that you're really mad at me or anything, but kind of come to the realization that, like, when I think people are upset with me, they're usually not, or at least not as much as I think they are, but then I just don't talk about it, and that usually actually causes problems that gets people to be upset with me, or at least frustrated, or worried. And now I'm just talking in circles, but that's why I decided to come talk to you.
I appreciate it, but... You know, it's funny, you're right. You do have a way of assuming the worst, because honestly, I'm just glad you said something, because you've been weird lately, and I'd rather not have you avoid me.
It's not as much that I was trying to avoid you as that I assumed you wanted me to do the avoiding. Again, the whole, like, not talking, assuming thing, I'm working on it.
Throndir, how long have we known each other at this point?
10 years that felt like 30, I guess.
Yeah. You should know by now whether or not I want you around.
Yeah, no, like... This is really weird. But, like, the person who talked to me about this that made the most sense was Hella?
You're right, that is really weird.
Yeah. Like, when I remember when I first met Hella, I was like, oh, man, she's gonna, like, teach me some awesome stuff about, like, tying knots or, like, I guess, ways to murder people. Really didn't expect, like, handling my emotions and improving communication skills. But, you know, I guess we've all changed a lot.
I mean, yeah, she's full of surprises, huh?
Yeah. No, I mean, I should have known that. Listen, if you weren't going to get mad at me and kick me out after I said, oh yeah, we don't need to fix the food storage room, and then the food storage room collapsed and ruined all our food, like, I don't think there's much else that could happen where you tell me to go away.
I don't think I could even tell you to go away without people getting mad about it. You do realize how much you do around here, right?
I told you I'm working on it. But yes.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? Let me know whenever you need a reminder, alright?
Okay. And now that I know about like the music thing and some other stuff, probably won't, accidentally eat your feelings anymore. So I guess that's a deal? Maybe the worst deal ever made, but it's a deal.
I don't know. It sounds pretty good to me.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go finish packing.
Come back safe, alright?
Of course.
Good. We need you around here.
Hey, Ephrim, I've been meaning to talk to you about something.
Is this about
Oh.
letting Benjamin see that book of spells? Because that was Throndir's idea.
Oh my god, seriously?
No, that was my idea. I shouldn't do that.
I just want you to
Okay,
know
yeah,
that I saw someone try to take contempt and draw a line instead.
Yeah, that was me. As long as Ephrim is here, Throndir spends time with Ephrim. Like, that 10 years was a lot.
Yeah, that's real.
Ephraim's is more... He's not sure if he's going to wake up with a, angry mob outside of this, little cottage he's built for himself.
How does he plan to fill his time? No longer Lord Ephrim.
He's started a garden, which... Part of that is to fill the time, and then part of that is to feel connected to when he used his magic, or what it was closest to magic to him.
Yeah.
When he shapes his garden without using any tools aside from the power inside of him.
Right. Throndir, do you help in that garden?
Yeah.
And we get a shot of that. The two of you gardening together.